Today we're going to be reviewing the most hyped new anime of 2012, Sword Art Online, a 25-episode anime produced by A1 Pictures, based off the light novels by Reki Kawahara. In a nutshell, thousands of people put on a headset called Nerve Gear to play a virtual reality game called Sword Art Online, only to realize they're trapped in the game and the only way of escape is to defeat it, get to the top floor, and basically win. That is, if they ever want to regain consciousness in the real world. But there's a catch. If you die in the game, you die in the real world. The headset will fry your freaking brain. And thus the main character Kirito tries to survive. Shortly after the first few episodes, the story starts taking a different direction. Rather than focusing on the MMO aspects as a whole and trying to basically defeat the game and get to the top level, it starts going in a more episodic approach where basically Kirito meets a new girl and overpoweredly solves her problem. Here's the thing, shortly after the beginning, Kirito becomes extremely overpowered without us seeing any of the natural progression, and that's where the problems begin.
The pacing.
Picture Naruto just learning Rasengan, and all of a sudden in a few episodes, he goes Sage Mode. Literally years pass in the first half dozen episodes, yet in the rest of the series only a few months pass. One of the few quality instances of character development for Kirito is early on in the series where he runs into the group, the Black Cats of the Full Moon, and the experience he gets with them truly shows some character development and growth in him, and some pain that he has to go through in order to, get to the next level of who he is, and ultimately he learns how to be, more protective of his friends and his comrades. That experience is definitely one of the highest points of character development we've seen for Kirito, and it's definitely pretty freaking sad. Another good aspect of Sword Art Online is the world itself. It's beautiful and it really makes you wish that you can be there and experience this awesome adventure with all these people fighting and sword battles and just the beauty of being able to lay in the grass and the trees and enjoy yourself. But shortly after, the story goes from focusing on Sword Art Online as a whole to focusing on Kirito and Asuna's relationship. Don't get me wrong, I was pretty freaking jelly of how good Kirito had it with Asuna, but nonetheless, the story still strays away for a while. Towards the end of the first half of the series, around episode 14, we get some pretty awesome twists, turns, an awesome final battle with a villain, and all around just some pretty good stuff. But the biggest problem with that is the villain's motives. He can't freaking remember it. Just imagine Naruto talking to Nagato and asking him, "Hey, why did you destroy Konoha and kill our sensei?" And him replying, shit, I forgot. Then again, it could be worse. I'm just kidding. Had the series ended around episode 14 with the cliffhanger, I would have given it an 8.5 because it really was an awesome ride and overall was very enjoyable. But then we get the second half of the series with Alfheim Online. And that's where I know most of us can agree that the series dips in quality. Kirito trying to rescue Asuna from the clutches of her kidnapper, meanwhile trying to fight off his sister Sugu from trying to molest him.
It's okay, he's not my brother, he's actually my cousin.
Whatever, you still want to fuck him. And overall, the second half pretty much becomes a rescue the princess type of arc, with Kirito trying to rescue Asuna and dealing with some other side stuff. And let's not mention the villain of the second half being even inferior to the villain of the first half. Goddamn, how can you be inferior to a villain that doesn't even remember his freaking motive? Although I gotta say that Sugo was pretty freaking sick and did do some berserk type of stuff to Asuna. Overall, there was some decent parts in Alfheim Online, but for the most part, it definitely could not measure up to its predecessor, Sword Art Online. Another one of the setbacks of the story is I feel like a lot of the side characters that seem pretty interesting pretty much only got one episode to themselves, like Elizabeth, and a lot of other characters. Even Kirito's friend Klein, we barely get to see him, and we don't even really see any of him until the end after Sword Art Online. In all honesty, the story is enjoyable and there's a lot of good stuff to it and things that'll really make you want to be inside this game, and you really can relate to Kirito in a lot of aspects. But nonetheless, everyone aside from Kirito, Asuna, and their annoying-ass daughter gets shoved to the side. All in all, I give Sword Art Online a 7.5. Visually appealing, kick-ass main character, a beautiful world, and all around a cool concept. But in certain aspects, it just wasn't executed as properly as it could have been. But that's all I have for this review. Let me know what you guys think about Sword Art Online. Do you think Sword Art Online was better than a 7.5, less than a 7.5? And overall, your thoughts on it. Did you enjoy it overall for what it was? Because while it may not be the best series in the world, it's still very enjoyable and one heck of a ride. I know a lot of people, including myself, wouldn't care if we was trapped in this world. We would still enjoy our time there. But that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Thumbs up for Sword Art Online because it's one kick-ass show. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. I'm Kirito. I have a freaking sword, bitch.